guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to get this prom look right here, and of course you can wear it to any party or whatever, but since it's prom season we're going to call it a prom look. And the two colors I used for this look are gold and teal, so if your dress has those colors in it then this might be the makeup look for you. And I'm just wearing a t-shirt right now. I'm sorry, I don't get dressed up for my videos, I just beat my face. Sorry if that offends anybody. Anyway, in this video I use all drugstore, like 100% drugstore. And I also show you how to get the face portion of this look because I use the least amount of products possible, because if you're going to prom, you're going to be sweating, moving, and you're probably not going to want to touch up your makeup. So I show you how to get the most impact out of the least amount of products. Anyway guys, let's get into the video. Okay, so I already started applying eyeshadow this eye because I forgot to turn my camera on, but I did it wrong anyway. I was supposed to add a transition color. So for my transition color, I'm going in with the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. And I'm not going to show you everything I use, I'm just going to tell you what it is. So I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush and placing that in the crease. Now as you can see, I already have eyeshadow on my lid. That was a mistake. I was supposed to do my transition color first. So I'm just applying this bronzer as my transition color. And I'm taking that from the crease all the way up to the brow bone. Then I'm going to use more of a denser brush, applying the same bronzer and really working it into my eye socket to try to give my eye a little bit of shadow. And it's going to help contour my nose. Alright, so for another transition color, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in 891 Continuous Cocoa, and it's basically a dark brown shadow. And they're like squishy texture, so you can use them with your finger or with a brush, but since we need a precise application, I'm just going to go in with a brush, tap off the excess, and start applying that color right here on the outer corner. And then bringing it in. And I'm just using this to contour my crease, so it makes my eyes look a little bit more like sunken in. It's basically making my crease look a little deeper than it actually is. And we're blending still. I'm going to go in with the fluffier brush and then really buff that dark brown out up into my upper crease. We really just want it to be a shadow instead of like a line of pigment. Okay, so I finished blending that shadow. Now I'm going to do my eyeliner, and I'm doing my eyeliner first because if I put the glitter on and then do my eyeliner, it's going to look choppy. So since this pigment is smoother, I'm just going to do my eyeliner now. And for eyeliner, I'm going in with the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, my favorite eyeliner ever. Okay, so that's the liner, and I'm going to wait for it to dry before I remove the tape. So now I'm going to go in with the glitter, and since I can't find my NYX glitter glue, I know I have some, I just can't find it, I'm going to use the NYX Liquid Crystal Liner. So this already has adhesive in it, so I'm going to use this as a glitter glue. So first I'm going to apply it to this part of my lid and work my way out in sections. I'm not going to apply it all at once. And the reason I'm using this shade of the crystal liner is because it's less likely to show up through the glitter. If you use a tinted one like a green or something, it might make your gold glitter look like a greenish gold instead. And that's not what I want. So then I'm going in with that same brush, flipping it over the brush that I use for the pigment, flipping it over and applying my glitter to it and then pressing it into that adhesive. Trying to be very careful not to get it on my liner. And I'm sorry if the lighting is a little off. I don't have daylight now because it's stormy outside, but I got really inspired, so I wanted to film this video. And I know prom season is coming up, so I'm sure a lot of people have, they're going to their prom and they need some ideas, so I was just feeling really inspired. So there's that wing. And the tape makes it super easy to do wing liner. So if you're not good at wing liner like me, use the tape. So next I'm going to do the lashes, and I'm going to go do that off camera. So I'm going to go in with my, I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and then I'm going to be using these Allure lashes in Grand Glamour. You guys can see those. Okay, so the tops of the eyes are done, and I did add some highlighter. I used the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter, and I just dusted that all on my brow bone all the way down to my crease. And that's just going to give my eyes a little bit of a shimmer outside of the glitter that I already have. And I went ahead and primed my face, and I did that off camera because those are the only two products in this entire video that are not drugstore. So if you need to color correct, now would be the time to do it. I don't really have any spots right now that need to be color corrected. If you do, I would suggest the Morphe 6 color correcting wheel, and you get 6 shades in here. And the one that you want to use for dark spots or dark circles is this one right here. If you are deeper skin toned, and if you are fair, you can use the salmon colored. And then if you have rosacea or a really inflamed pimple, you can use the green, and the yellow to just brighten under your eyes. But I'm going to do all that with powder because creams kind of clog my pores, and I don't like how it feels. So like I said, the less product the better. So in my case today, I'm not going to be color correcting anything. For foundation, I'm going to be going in with 2. So I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Pro Glow and the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. So I would use the 24-Hour Infallible Matte, but I don't own it, so that's why I'm going in with the Maybelline. So I'm going to be trying a new sponge today. This is the Ego Tools Beauty Sponge. Usually I use a beauty blender, but I'm going to be different today. So let's see how this works. It doesn't absorb a lot of product, so that's good. And I like to put foundation on my ears just so everything matches. Even these foundations are a little too dark for me, but I'm going to lighten it up with some concealer. And what makes this sponge so special is it has this straight edge right here, so I'm actually going to use that to go on top of my brows so I don't ruin them. So my thoughts on this sponge, it's nice. It's it's got a lot more bounce back than the Beauty Blender does. It does have a really awesome straight edge, and I use that to clean up on top of my brows and go down my nose, because when you have your eye makeup done and you're using a Beauty Blender, sometimes you have to like squeeze your Beauty Blender to get it in between your eyes. So this straight edge right here really helped. And when I do my concealer, it's going to help even more because I'm going to be able to get right up underneath my eyes. So for the skin, is looking pretty cute. As you can see, I'm not matching, but like I said, that, you know, I don't have the right shades for that combination, but when I want flawless, gonna last all day, make me look like a bombshell makeup, I go with a dewy foundation and a matte foundation mix, and especially those two from the drugstore are my favorites. If you are wearing a dress, you know, that's gonna show your chest, make sure you match your face to your chest, not match your face to your neck, because sometimes there is going to be a color difference between your chest and your neck, so always match it to your chest, because you can always blend your foundation down from your face onto your neck, and then everything will match your chest. So just a tip. For my concealer, I'm going in with two. I'm going to be using the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I did a video on some new Milani products. I'll list it right here in the cards and down below in the description box. I was not a fan of this, but I have learned to make it work. I'm just going to have to get over how disgusting the applicator gets. But to counteract the yellow, I just go in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Natural, and this is more pink base. So these two together, perfect. And then of course I'm going to set it with my RCMA No Color Powder. So I like to set my nose crease right here, because I know I get creases there. I also like to set right here where my smile lines are. And this is me baking these areas, because I do not want them to crease. I don't bake under my eye anymore because my eyes just can't take it. The skin is just dry already. I don't need to be adding to it, so I just put light powder under my eye. But I do bake the sides of my nose, so I'll show you that. Just like that. So I'm going to go do the other eye. So what I like to do while I have my bake going is I like to spray a little bit of MAC Prep and Prime. Now, you don't have to use this. This is just what I have. You can use glycerin and water. I concoct my own refresher spray, and basically all it does is it makes your makeup adhere to your face so it doesn't crack or break or slop off. So I like to do this while I have my powder on, because then when the powder dries, I don't know, it just makes everything like concrete. Now, MAC Fix Plus is not a makeup setting spray. I do not suggest doing this step with a makeup setting spray, because then at the end, you're going to be putting more makeup setting spray. And in my experience, if you put too much setting spray, your makeup like cracks. I don't know what it does, but if you put on too much, it like makes your makeup look bad. If anyone else has had that experience, leave it down below in the description box, or I mean in the comment section, but that's what's happened to me. That's why I decided to start making my own glycerin water solution and also buying some MAC Prep and Prime. As you can see, I finished off this eye, and I left my bake on because when I want my makeup to like stick, I leave my bake on while I finish up the rest of my eyes. So this is what the finished eye look is going to look like. I think it's really, really pretty, especially if you have brown eyes. The gold and the teal make your eyes pop, as you can see. So let's do this side. So what I did first was go in with the NYX shadow in the shade Dare, and I just placed that on a fluffy brush. Now when you do this, it is going to come underneath your eye a little bit. I have under eye wrinkles, so I like to bring my shadow down a little bit lower than some people, because it kind of detracts from my under eye line. So this way it looks like my eye doesn't start until here, when in reality it actually starts up here. So that's just a little trick that I like to use that gives the illusion that I don't look tired or that I don't have lines under my eyes. So I'm just going in with the shade Dare, tap off the excess, and do a light dusting underneath my eye. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to literally bring your brush down low. You don't have to bring your brush down lower than your eyelid. The bristles on the brush will bring the pigment down for you. So don't bring it down low, because then it's going to be lower than you want it to be. Keep your brush up by your bottom lash line, and the bristles will do the rest. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with the Catrice Liquid Metal Eyeshadow in What Do You See? And I'm going to put it on this kind of brush right here. I don't even know what this is. This is a BH Cosmetics number 10 brush. But I like this because it basically stamps the eyeshadow underneath your eyelid. And just put it on the tip, and then I like to spray it. So I'm going to go in with my MAC and just spray it, wet the eyeshadow down. That way it's like more foiled and it sticks better too. Now this you want to be careful with because it is so dark. So you want to put it directly on your lash line. And just wiggle your brush back and forth to get it between your lashes. Then I'm going to go in with that bronzer that I used on the top part of my eye, which was the Milani Dolce Baked Bronzer. Take a fluffy brush with that and go underneath that Dare shade. And that's just going to clean it up a bit and, you know, guarantee that you haven't brought it too far down and then it makes you look crazy. Okay. Next, I'm going to go in with this NYX Liquid Crystal Liner, and this is in the shade Crystal Jade. And I'm literally going to draw this liner underneath my lashes. Now, if you have long bottom lashes like I do, sometimes this can be a little irritating because the applicator gets stuck in your lashes, but just take your time and try not to get in your lashes, because if you do, then it might get all down here when you look down or all that jazz, and you don't want that. So just take your time and be precise. And I probably should have done this first, but I'm going to line my eye with the Milani eye pencil. Should have done that before I applied this, but And then you're going to want to let this dry before you try to reapply your eyeliner, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till this dries. And then I'm going to apply bottom lash mascara. And then and the bottom lash mascara I'm going to be using is that Maybelline Lash Sensational that I use for my top lashes. The face powder I'm going to be using is from Wet n Wild, and it's their Photo Focus Pressed Powder, and I am in the shade Neutral Buff. So I'm just going to put this on my face brush and go over my face. Alright, now time for bronzer and contour. So first I'm going to contour, and I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I gotta get some of my brushes out. Alright, so I'm just going to use this little sculpting brush from Real Techniques. Get some of this bronzer on there. It's powdery, but it's pigmented. Let me see. Now, since this is for a special event, I'm going to go heavy with everything. And I like bringing my contour down like this to make my face look a little more like that. To contour my nose, I'm just going to go in with this BH Cosmetics 119 brush. It's just an angled eyeshadow brush, but I use it for my nose, and you want to go really light, okay? I have been known to be having a really strong nose contour, and sometimes that's not what I'm going for. Now, however your nose is shaped and however you want your nose to be shaped, that's how you contour your nose. I'll leave a link down below to Wayne Goss's video showing you how to contour 7 different nose shapes. Now it's time for bronzer, and for bronzer I'm going to go in with GDALJ. That's what we've been using around our eyes this entire time, and I'm just going in with a big fluffy brush and filling in some of the spaces between my foundation color and my contour color. So when I applied my contour, I applied it and then I went up. For my bronzer, I apply it and go down. So since we're going for a really structured, put together, beat face, I'm going to cut my cheek with some RCMA powder. So I just apply it under my contour like this and bring it all the way down. Basically, I make myself look like Santa. And I don't let this bake for too long because for some reason the areas around here, they take pigment super easily, so I'm going to dust this away super quick. You see what I mean? You can always see the flashback a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go in with blush, and then we're almost done. So for blush, I'm going in with the NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Strictly Chic. This is just my favorite ombre blush. It's a nice apricot. And just apply that with a little no-name brush. Then I'm going to go back in with my MAC Prep and Prime to get rid of some of this powdery look. I look airbrushed in person, but I just like to make sure that my powder melts into my skin and melts together and just looks really, really seamless. So that's why I spray my face down twice. So that just helps everything melt together. And then when your face is halfway dry, semi-dry, you go in with the highlight, girl. So I'm going to go back in with that Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in Precious Petals. And I have 2 highlighting brushes, which they're not fan brushes either. One of them is the setting brush from Real Techniques, and then the other is the Morphe 510. So this is just a little bit bigger and fluffier than this one, but both of them work. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques because that's what I've been using this whole time. So let's just stick with that. and apply your highlight. So depending on what you're going for, you can leave it natural or you can go beaming. So y'all know I like to beam. Apply some with the brow. Now it's important not to apply this when your skin is too wet, because then it's going to move everything around and just look really patchy and clumpy. Some people don't like the tip of the nose. I like to do it. Of course, the Cupid's bow. So this should be your final makeup look aside from lips. But before I do my lips, I like to set my face. And to set my face, I'm using the All Day Wear Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. For lips, I have my favorite drugstore combination, and that's the Rimmel Lasting Finish in Coffee Bean Lip Liner and Maybelline's Beige Babe, and this is a matte lipstick. So this is my favorite combination when I want to go nude. If I just put this by itself, it literally will be the color of my lips, and that's not what I'm going for. I don't want it to be that nude. So I'm going to line my lips, and I like to overline my top lip. I overline my bottom lip because it's crooked, so that's why I do that, but I overline my top lip just because I like to be extra and look really pouty, like that. So this is the final look, and I did apply an inner corner highlight using that Wet n Wild Precious Petals Mega Glow highlighter, and of course I just popped on a wig so we can feel it a little bit, but this is the final look. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And I apologize if this video was a little choppy, because I did find myself like forgetting to do certain steps while I was doing my makeup, because I was trying to explain what I do. And I don't usually do that when I do my makeup. I just like sit there, listen to music, and just like beat my face. So if this video was a little choppy, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next time. And if you're curious what that is, that's just my mannequin head on my wig stand. That's what I used to make all my wigs on. So guys, I hope you press that subscribe button so you don't miss any more content from me. And I am going to be rolling out with some more prom makeup looks, so I hope to see you in the next video.